Good afternoon, dear students.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Today we will speak about punishment in education. Yeah, as the continuation of the last themes. So during several lessons we spoke about education. Yeah, education at nursery schools, education at schools, education at colleges, education at the university, and then we spoke at the previous lessons of ours, education models of education. Yeah. And today, as a continuation of it, we will speak about punishment in education. Before starting, as usual, you know, our tradition, we tell news about the events which are going on in the world. Have you prepared any news? What's going on in the world nowadays, in our country or in abroad? You may tell us some kind of sport news if you want, or political news, or cultural, or any kind of news, or political, okay? Or scientific even. Have you prepared any news?
Yes, I have a local news.
Okay, Shahran Sawans, yeah. Good. What kind of local news is it?
Okay.
What's happening in our country? Please, everybody.
A service is planned to be organized between.
Sorry.
A service is planned to be organized between Fergana and Sok district. The press service of the district administration informs. It is also noted that the old AF field will be renovated for this purpose.
Okay, good. Thank you for your news. The next one. Who else has prepared any news? Who else has got any news?
I have a news.
I have a news.
Okay, Boburjan once, yeah? Please, let's listen to Boburjan.
According to internet materials, compared with last year, the shares of Zoom company increased 3 times this year.
Okay, good. Thank you for your news. The next one. The next one, please.
I have a news.
Okay, Matluba.
May I tell it?
Surely. A bit loud,
Canadian government will allocate $185 to fight the coronavirus infection in Uzbekistan. The issue was discussed during a telephone conversation between Uzbek Foreign Minister Abdulaziz Karimov and Canadian Foreign Minister Franciscos Philippe Champagne on June 4.
Okay, good. Thank you for your news. Good. And Nargiza, what about you? Have you got any news, or have you finished telling news? Who else has got any news? Finished? Or any other news? Okay, thank you. If you have finished telling news, let's continue then our lesson. First of all, punishment. Yeah, what is punishment? Why to use punishment in education? And what are the reasons for using punishment in education? What types of punishment are distinguished? Have you ever heard or have you ever been punished? So as I can see, I have given several questions to you at a time, yeah? And turn by turn, please answer my questions. First of all, what is punishment? Why use punishment? What types of punishment are distinguished? And have you ever been punished? So maybe at school or at your nursery schools, try to remember your childhood, or maybe at college times or lesson times or schooling times or university times. So have you ever been punished? This is my last question to you for now. The first question of mine, if you can remember, what is punishment? Please. Why use punishment in education, and what are the reasons for using punishment in education?
Punishment is an act of punishing somebody if this person does something bad.
Yes, right, Yuva.
In education, punishment is very important because it can encourage students to study better. I mean, sometimes teachers punish them with putting bad marks or something else, and by this way, students can find their mistakes and drawbacks, and then they can try to solve their problems with education.
Okay, good. And the next one, please. What are the types of punishment? What types of punishment are distinguished? Have you ever known about the types of punishment? So
verbal warnings, maybe.
Iroda, please.
Verbal warnings, writing liners, writing essays.
See.
And
Detention.
Detention, exclusion, and what?
So, okay, right you are. So what about detention? What kind of punishment is it then? Have you ever been punished by detention? So detention is
in this punishment.
In this punishment, usually pupils are asked to stay at school the whole day, yeah, after the lessons even.
Yeah.
They are asked to do some.
They are after the school.
This is detention type of punishment. And as for exclusion, in exclusion, pupils are asked to change, yeah, to leave the school forever, to leave that school forever, and change or find a new school for themselves. Yeah, this is a type of punishment which is called exclusion. Okay, and lines, yeah, in this case, in lines, pupils are usually asked to write several lines or words, yeah, as apologizing, yeah. So have you ever been punished at kindergartens maybe, or at schools, or at colleges, or lyceums, or at university? Have you ever been punished, and what type of punishment was used for you by your teachers or by your tutors maybe? I don't know it exactly. Try to remember these ones, please.
So may I speak?
Surely. Only do be frank and continue, please. Nargiz,
Okay.
yeah?
Yeah. Mostly children, school children are punished at schools. It happens a lot. And I was also punished by my school teacher at school when my handwriting was bad. She tried to punish me with stick, and I cried a bit, but then my handwriting is getting better. And sometimes punishment can be bad, but by this way, it can lead to good improvement in our education. I was upset at that time, but now I'm not.
Okay, okay, good, thank you. And the next one, Shakrin, please try to remember. Have you ever been punished too by your teachers? Have you ever been?
Honestly, I was so docile and responsible
and
pupil at school.
Docile student.
And honestly, I hated to be punished by someone, especially by my teachers, because I did love them at that time. And if I'm not mistaken, I have never been punished.
Good. As you are the docile pupil or the docile student, so that is why you have never been punished. Maybe, yeah. But at the beginning of the lesson, you were for punishment. I wonder. But now you are saying that you hate being punished. So okay, thank you. Good. Continue. You may continue. I'm not going to stop you. Shahrin, so continue.
The reason why I hate being punished is that I don't like quarrels or conflicts between students and teachers. Because of respect to my teachers, I don't like being punished. I mean, I don't like to make them and make nervous, I think.
Good. Okay, thank you very much. So it should be like this. First of all, as for the relationship between teacher and student, yeah, there should be mutual respect. Not only pupils or students should respect their teachers, but also teachers should respect their pupils and students too. And it depends on everybody, yeah, not only up to the teacher, this respect, you know. So if the pupil or a student respects themselves, they usually do their home tasks in time, and they prefer to be docile, yeah. They obey all the rules, they follow the teacher's instructions, and they do the tasks in time, and never the teacher is nervous in this case, and then no one wants to punish such kind of pupil or such kind of student. Do you agree with me or not? Do you agree with me?
I agree with you.
Okay, so that is why each one of us should respect ourselves and do the tasks in time. And in this case, there is no need to punish anybody. Yeah? Okay. And as for the school corporal punishment, yeah? A little bit about this one. Advocates of school corporal punishment argue that it provides an immediate response to indiscipline, and that the student is quickly back in the classroom learning rather than being suspended from school. So here are given some examples what kind of pupils were punished by what kind of punishments, yeah, by their teachers. And is corporal punishment effective? It's given several samples here. For example, principal said that as soon as the student has been punished, he can go back to his class and continue learning. In contrast to out of school suspension, which removes him for the educational process and gives him a free holiday. Listen to these cases attentively, then I may ask you a question. Frequently hit children are seldom more docile than children who are not hit. The seeming and very short-term effectiveness that hitting may have will very soon wear thin if it becomes habitual. And plenty of parents can be seen slapping their child around at every turn without the least bit of conviction, and knowing fully well and the child will keep acting up. Do you agree with these cases, with this opinion? Nargiza. The first case here, principal said that as soon as this student has been punished, he can go back to his class and continue learning, in contrast to after school suspension, which removes him from educational process and gives him a free holiday. Do you agree with this case? So you are keeping silent. Then can corporal punishment lead to depression? So pay attention to these cases. Psychiatrists said corporal punishment could have a grave consequence for the child. Even a mild form of punishment can jeopardize the child's self-respect, especially in cases of public humiliation. The child may develop a long surviving trauma, which can result in a case of suicide. Pay attention. In a case of suicide, especially in